Margo McAuliffe was a math teacher at Menlo Atherton High School. When her husband retired, he begged her to retire too, so they could spend more time together, which she eagerly did. But fate had other plans for her, plans of tragedy and of triumph, dreams dashed and dreams come true. In 2005, she embarked on a journey that would result in the creation of a nonprofit that educates young people in Kenya. It's called Can You Help, as in, can you help? And it is now her full-time occupation and passion.
6 months, I had planned to spend time with my husband, but 6 months after I retired, he had died. And I was kind of left. It really devastated me. It took me a good 3 years to even kind of get my bearings. And I tried volunteering in various things and nothing quite panned out. But all the time there was this nagging memory of dreams of teaching math to girls in Africa. And so a friend of mine told me about a priest, Father Karidi, and we emailed back and forth, and he invited me to come. So I went in September of 2005 for my initial visit, which was only a couple of weeks. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what the school would be like. I didn't know where I would be living. I'd be living in a little round hut and sleeping on the floor. As it turned out, I had very nice accommodations in the rectory, but I didn't know that. The school that I went to, which is called Archbishop Ndengi, which at that time was a mixed boarding school for boys and girls, looked like it had been through a war zone. But the people were wonderful, and once I got over the initial shyness and they with me, we had wonderful times, and I just loved them. The kids were so appreciative, and they'd never had a white person come and teach them before. So that was really special for them and incredibly special for me.
You went in expecting to teach,
Yeah.
and came out as a fundraiser.
One of the things that I learned is that they had very good teachers, and I said, I can't do that because I would be replacing somebody. That person would lose their job, and I can't do that. I also learned that they had been phasing the girls out, so there were only girls in the last 2 years. And I was outraged because my whole issue is educating girls. And I actually said, are you nuts? So what are the girls going to do? And he said, we have a plot of land and we hope to build a new high school for them, but we don't have any money. And that's when I said, I'll see if I can go home and raise some money. So when I got home, first thing I did when I walked in the house was call my daughter and tell her I was home safely and so on. And actually she wanted to know what was going on, what I had experienced, and I told her. And she said, well, how much does it cost to support a child, Mom? And I said, at that time it was $650, it's now $800. And she said, oh, Tommy and I'll do that. And I said, wow, I didn't expect that. And then I called my son with a similar conversation, and he said, yeah, we can do that. And then I called a friend. She didn't say much. We finished the conversation, and about a minute later, she called me back and said, I'll match everything you give up to $1,000. And so, like, that was within 20 minutes of the time I'd walked in the door.
This was the beginning of an outpouring of generosity, from in-kind donations of a prestigious law firm to $40,000 raised by a 6th grade girls basketball team.
My expectations were that maybe I could raise $10,000 or $20,000. And it became more than that almost immediately. And I was stunned. I had no idea. I'm a math teacher. What do I know about raising funds?
Very quickly, Margo raised enough donations to build a new school for girls. She continues to return every year, finding new opportunities to support the school and to help other members of the community. This has included personally mentoring and finding sponsorships for students who couldn't afford school fees, and living and working in a local orphanage.
After the second year, I moved into the orphanage, which is in the compound of the parish. And at that time, there were about 35 kids ranging in age from less than a year to maybe 14 or 15. And so over the years, I've watched those kids grow up. So we promised those children that we would educate them to the degree that they were capable. And there's a huge range from 2 girls who are learning to knit in a school that will teach them these really basic skills, to kids who are in medical school. Wow. And there's a girl studying engineering in India. There are kids doing nursing, medical technology, communication.
If somebody had described what you just described and said, this is going to happen to you, what would you have thought?
I thought, to me? I don't think so, because I never would have imagined at that point that I would be teaching any place. I thought I was going to be with my husband. So it's just like a whole world that happened really because of his death. And it's a gift in a way of him to free me to do that. And I couldn't ever say that I was glad that he died, because I wasn't. But this has been another lifetime of experience for me that I would never have had. For a long time, I believed that every single person has a gift, and that our job is to figure out what the gift is and how we can give that gift. So for me, my gift was a math teacher. I love teaching math. What I've learned is that you can't do a lot, but you can do a little. And that's what you need to do, is a little, and sometimes a little grows into more than you had imagined, which has certainly been the case here. But like, everybody can see, here's a problem, and I can't solve that whole problem, but I can make this little contribution. That's been the most important thing that I've learned and continue to learn.